You're listening to the Black Wealth Effect podcast, where we're all about inspiring the next generation of Black Canadian real estate investors to succeed financially. If you're tuned in, that means you're hungry to take action and build wealth outside of your 9 to 5. We'll be sitting down with Black real estate investors, entrepreneurs, and allies to discuss a diverse set of topics to help you along your investing journey. Let's get started. You're listening to another episode of the Black Wealth Effect podcast. I'm your host, Mario Griffiths. As always, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment for our show so we can keep bringing you this great content. I'm going to start by saying Happy Black History Month. We took an extended break over the holidays, so a very late Happy New Year's as well, given that this is our first show for 2024. I'm so excited for what we have in store for you this year. As always, we're going to continue to bring you interesting guests and share useful tips and resources to help you along your investing journey. A first for the show this year is starting next episode. Our episodes will be available both in audio and video format. So you'll get to see our lovely faces each episode, depending on what platform you listen to the show on. We're also going to be relaunching our Facebook community. So if you're looking for a safe space to network, learn, and grow your knowledge when it comes to real estate investing, check out the Black Wealth Effect Network. We'll include the details in the show notes. So that's that's a sneak peek in terms of what to expect for the year. I'm now just going to share a quick update on what I have going on the real estate front, and then talk a little bit about what's happening in the market, as well as my favorite topic, finding off-market deals. Now, if you listen to past episodes, you know that one of my favorite investing strategies right now is wholesaling. I actually had quite a bit of success last year with wholesaling. I was able to generate more than $100,000 in wholesale revenue while doing it part-time and still working my full-time job. And so definitely excited about that and going to be focused on taking that to the next level this year. But that's just a little bit about what I have going on at the moment. Now I'm just going to delve into real estate investing in 2024. And so, as you may know, a lot has happened over the last few months. If you've been following along, you know that the Bank of Canada has made the decision to keep interest rates the same for a fourth consecutive time recently. And rates are actually expected to come down at some point this year, which is good. With that, buyer confidence has increased and the market is starting to show some signs of life once again. Things like multiple offers for properties as well as bidding wars are happening more and more depending on where you are in Ontario. Now, I personally think we likely won't see a rate cut until close to the end of this year, but we'll see what happens. If you're thinking of buying that first investment property or even just growing your existing portfolio, you might be thinking about actively hunting that next deal right now. Which brings me to our final topic for the show today, finding off-market deals. Now, you could definitely work with an investor-oriented realtor to find deals on the market, but I'm just going to share a few tips for finding off-market properties. Now, we've mentioned this on the show a few times, but real estate investing is truly a contact sport. And so it's important to leverage the relationships you build when looking to create steady deal flow. There are tons of methods for finding off-market properties that primarily require your time with little to no money required. An example of this is leveraging the online classifieds. And so websites like Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace. Homeowners regularly use these sites to sell their homes This could be due to many reasons. The homeowner may be looking for a quick sale and they don't want to go through the process of listing a property with a realtor and going through showings and the other steps associated with selling your property on the MLS. The property can also just be in rough shape and they don't want a ton of people walking through the home. Another method for finding off market deals is what's called door knocking. And so the title probably gives it away. You've likely walked through or driven through your neighborhood and seen a home that may need renovations, or someone might have a homemade for sale by owner sign on their lawn. Door knocking basically just includes targeting specific neighborhoods and going door to door and speaking with homeowners who may be looking to sell their property privately. Now, a lot of investors will start off with the free or very low cost methods for finding deals, like the ones I just mentioned. But there are paid methods as well that are effective. And so you could try things like flyer campaigns or mailers, as some investors will call it, which involves working with a local print company and mailing flyers to select neighborhoods in the city that you're focused on. This could run you a couple $1,000s or more, just depending on the number of flyers and the mailing service that you use. Google Ads is another option as well. That could also run you a couple $1,000s or more, but it's an opportunity for you to reach a wider audience online of potential sellers as opposed to Kijiji, as I mentioned earlier. Those were just a few examples of ways you could find off market deals. Once again, there are tons more. No matter whether you're using the free or paid tactics for finding deals, there's always a trade off when it comes to both your time and your money. And so, for those starting off, you're thinking about investing and finding that first deal, you might not mind spending a bit more time with the free or the low cost methods. And then as you naturally progress, you can definitely pivot to the paid methods or a combination of both. It totally depends on your goals, totally depends on your personal situation as well. With that, it brings us to the end of our first episode for 2024. We're going to keep this episode short and sweet, but please do stay tuned for our next episode in a couple weeks. To our listeners, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Black Wealth Effect podcast.